All right, folks, taxing unrealized capital gains to fund the infrastructure bill. Now we've gone to crazy town. You're going to tax me on my future earnings. I'm in shock. Let's get into it. Is Joe Biden about to apply the finishing blow to the U.S. economy? Come on, man. What are you doing, Joe? You're killing me. Every day it's something new the last 9 months. I'm just in shock. I just want to talk about real estate and finance and entrepreneurship. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, listen to this, please. This is the most important talk I have done to date. Somehow it seems appropriate that the Grim Reaper is in charge during the dying days of the U.S. economic system. Every day it's something new. I've never seen anything like this. The U.S. dollar is being systematically destroyed. There are significant shortages all over the nation. A horrifying global energy crisis has suddenly erupted. And we are facing the most epic shortage of workers in our entire history. As a result of the worker shortage, thousands upon thousands of very basic tasks that need to get done in order, for our economy to run smoothly simply aren't getting done. We got other countries, Japan, China, Russia. They don't have the supply chain issues we're having right now. Why is that? Ask yourself that question. This is one of the reasons why we are now facing the worst supply chain headaches than any of us have ever seen. And it is in this environment that Biden has chosen to deliver the coup de grace, the death blow. We're on the ground right now, bleeding heavily. So Biden's absurd mandates will force millions upon millions of highly skilled workers, Americans, out of their jobs at a time when big companies all over the U.S. are already extremely desperate for workers. We're destroying the economy. Over the past few weeks, scores of business leaders have been traveling to the White House and lobbyists, big-time players, to beg Biden to at least delay his mandates until after the holiday season. So worried that President Joe Biden's COVID vaccine mandates for private companies could cause a mass exodus of employees, business groups are pleading with the White House. They want to delay it. Lobbyists are coming in. They're asking him to delay it till after the new year or get rid of it indefinitely. So White House officials at the Office of Management and Budget held dozens of meetings with the labor unions, industry insiders, lobbyists, and the private individuals that run some of the biggest companies in the world last week as the administration conducts its final review if they're going to do these mandates in full. As I said, which will require businesses with 100 employees or more to ensure they are vaccinated against COVID or tested weekly for the virus. Test weekly for the virus, you'll get labeled probably out of there. So it is estimated to cover roughly 2/3 of the private sector workforce. That is huge. But so far, it seems the White House has been unmoved by these leaders coming in there talking. They have in their radar pharmaceutical company, money, keep those mandates in place, let's do it. So Democrats and the Biden administration are resorting to desperate measures right now to get their multi-trillion-dollar spending bill passed, including, and this is key, folks, this is a game changer, I can't emphasize this enough, including Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's call for a tax on unrealized capital gains as a way to finance this bill. Taxing unrealized income is crazy, folks. This is a clown show. This is an absolute clown show. Yellen has called on investors to be taxed on increase in value of stock as well. So before I dig into those 2 points, this is insane. Let me give you a kind of a top line of this spending bill, where we started, where we're at. So there's a massive spending blowout going on in Washington K Street right now. In fact, the biggest spending blowout in the history of the United States, maybe in the history of the world. We don't have the money, folks. It will impact your family in the most direct way possible. I can't emphasize that enough. Now there is a revolutionary act, like I said, embedded to the heart of the deal. And this is unbelievable. So I really want to focus on this point for the rest of the presentation. So let's look at this bill, where it started. The progressive wing of the Democratic Party wanted a $6 trillion bill initially. $6 trillion. Then it went down, it was curtailed to $3.5 trillion. Now we're down to $2 trillion. Still a massive, massive amount of money. We are running $2 to $3 trillion deficits every year right now, with 30 trillion plus in national debt. We can't even take care of our own house here. We spend over $5 trillion over the last 2 years alone during COVID. We're the most indebted nation in the world. So the $2 trillion package will create a cradle to grave welfare state. Hands down. Hands down. It's the final blow. Democrats said if you spend $3.5 trillion, it doesn't cost you anything. Remember that? What? It doesn't cost you anything? Well, I found out some of this Dems were saying that because of the massive tax increases in the bill. And Mnuchin was going out to Delaware to meet with Biden. He's maybe flipped. So, they wanted to tax the middle class and working class people. And now that's going to be taken out of the bill, I guess, some of those increases. So where are they going to get the monies? Listen to this, folks. This is it right here. The most revolutionary act in the history of the world. It's never been done in a Western country. They're going to now put in the bill Janet Yellen's insane policy of taxing unrealized income and unrealized capital gains. Let me emphasize that. Unrealized. Take that in. Capital gains. Okay, Janet says, don't worry. We're going after the billionaires. And if you make $100 million 2 years in a row, we're going after you too. But don't worry. Everyone else, don't worry. What, Janet? What do you say? I think we need to get together, Janet, and have a drink. They are saying, forget corporations. We're just targeting 100 individuals only. You low-class folks have nothing to worry about. Let me tell you something. Billionaires never pay taxes. There's loopholes. They got lawyers. Or they get out of it. They pay people off in the back end. They're not going to pay. So what is taxing unrealized income or capital gains? This is unbelievable. This is the Trojan horse, ladies and gentlemen. This is the revolutionary poison pill. Americans will never recover from this if this passes, in my opinion, and what some of the experts are saying. Some very powerful people and important publications have commented on this as well. You will be taxed on not what you make. You will be taxed on what you potentially make every single year. So, for example, you have a house, you bought it at $400K. And let's say there's a new football stadium go in, all new homes are going up, and suddenly the property values over 2 years, let's say, go up. Humor me here. Let's say it goes up to about $800K. That's an extra $400K in unrealized capital gains. Unrealized. In any normal, sane society, the way it has always worked is you tax the capital gains after you sell it, not before you sell it. This is crazy. This is nuts. Why? Because it's actual capital gains. It's a transfer of money, right? Now it doesn't matter if you sell it or not. You're taxed. You owe the government the extra $400K. They're going to tax it every year. I had to pick up the bottle of scotch. I almost drank it all. Why is this so dangerous? This is so dangerous. Because like other taxes in the past, and everybody is starting to comment on this, it's naked, it's open argument. Remember the alternative minimum tax? There was an alternative minimum tax. It started with applying to only 100 people. When they were done with it, it applied to over 5.1 million had to pay for the alternative minimum tax. Look that up. So you start with the billionaire class and then you expand it to include everyone else. Once they get it in, they can expand it. And the big holy grail is the 152 million Americans who work. Those IRAs, that's what they want. My friends, they're coming for your wallet. This has never been done in Western country. It is a form of theft. Theft. The government is stealing our money. This is un-American and it's a crime. It's unbelievable to me. Why is it going to affect you? It's going to expand to homeowners and real estate. This is what I'm concerned about. Not just billionaires. Also, it goes after your stock purchases, as I said earlier. This is what they really want as well. For example, you buy a stock for $1,000. Stock goes up 10,000. You will be taxed on the 9,000. You will be taxed on the 9,000 once again. What? They want to keep doing this every year. There is no money to get from the billionaires, by the way. Trust me, they never pay. Lawyers, kickbacks. The real money is with the 152 million working Americans who make less than 1 million per year. They say all they can get from the billionaire class is roughly about 200 billion. That's it, 200 billion if they would actually pay. 200 billion to pay for 2 trillion. Figure that out. So what do they really want? Your 401k, your individual retirement accounts. That is what they want. The more it grows, the more they tax. The more it grows, your IRA, the more they tax it. This is where the trillions of dollars are, people in the middle class with all their IRAs. This is the heart of the bill. This is unconstitutional. This will create a European-style welfare state cradle to grave. The Wall Street Journal and the FT said this has never been tried in a Western society. Even they are worried and they're writing about it. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. So remember, the income tax started at 7%. For most people, it was 1%. Look where it is now. Look where the income tax now. This is how these things start. The alternative minimum tax started with 100 people and it went to over 5 million people. This thing is going to grow and grow and grow. It's going to start with the billionaires and it's going to be expanded. It's shameful. So let me state my opinion on this. Taxing unrealized gains is 100% theft. You are taking money I don't have and taxing me on it. Taxing my future. Taxing my future earnings. I can't emphasize enough that this bill must be defeated. This is a war. This is a war on home ownership and your 401k. This is a war on the middle class and upper middle class as well. I mean, we're talking a small group of people who want to concentrate all the wealth. When you look at Sweden, tried a wealth tax, France as well, guess what they both stopped? They stopped the wealth tax. Companies left their countries and wealthy people went to other countries. It does not work at all. This will bury us. It will bury us. The people will go tax havens offshore. They will leave. This $2 trillion bill is probably going to cost, from the research I did, over $5 trillion over 10 years. I'm sorry about the passion, but it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I will leave you with this. I will leave you with this. You know, I don't get political. I like policies on both sides. But, you know, 3 quotes for you. We have deficits because big government spends too much. The most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. Who said that? Ronald Reagan. I like some of Ronald Reagan stuff, not all of it, okay? But get out of my life. Let me just be free and do what I want to do and run my business. Stop taxing the hell out of me. It's unbelievable. This is absurd. This is absurd where this is going. It's insane. And it's shameful. It's absolutely shameful. I'm an investor. I'm a realtor. You know, property manager. And this will affect me greatly. I trade stocks, financially certified advisor. And this is unbelievable. It will destroy our country. And it's going to hurt the little people too. And businesses are going to pick up and leave. And at a time right now during a pandemic, we don't need this. This bill should fail. And it's shameful. All right. I'm off my soapbox. I got to start looking at some houses. Take care. Be creative. Be safe. Stop watching TV and read. Find out what's going on in the world. This stuff gets slipped in on a Friday night and everyone forgets about it. It's terrible. Take care.